Hi, I'm glad you could come over. I'm just finishing up here. This is going to be a part of a cartoon. Really? That's what we do here. This is where we draw the cartoons. We draw on these pieces of plastic. They're called cells. We make one of these cells for each of the littlest movements you see the characters doing. There are about 20,000 cells in this cartoon I'm working on here. And each one has to be done individually. Hey, don't you believe me? Well, come on, do I look like a person who would tell you a lie? You know, that's kind of funny. I mean, that's what this cartoon is about. Lying, that is. See here? This is Jimmy. Jimmy is the hero of the story. Well, I guess he's kind of a hero. At any rate, the story is about Jimmy. And Jimmy's a pretty good kid. A lot like you. Well, I was just going to check the cartoon to see that all the pictures work together. Would you like to take a look?
When a 9-year-old boy lives in a crowded city, it's tough for him to play baseball. But more than anything else, Jimmy liked to play baseball, and somehow he managed to play it every day. Well, one morning, Jimmy's best friend Harold came to visit.
Hi, Harold. Hiya, Jimmy. Want to play catch? Sure. What are we waiting for? Let's go. All right. Watch this one, Harold. Got it. Now you watch this one. Great pitch. And now for my famous spinner. Come on, Jimmy. Burn it right in here.
Jimmy wound up with all his might and let the ball fly. It flew like a jet. It flew like a rocket. It flew right through old Mr. Crankshaw's window.
Oh, no!
Now, everyone knew that Mr. Crankshaw was the meanest, crankiest man around. Worst of all, he was Jimmy's neighbor. All of a sudden, Jimmy felt his heart plunk down into his stomach, and his stomach jump up into his throat. It was not a good feeling.
What do we do now? Run! Pick him up and put him down, Jimmy! I am!
At last, they came to a screeching halt behind Peterson's drugstore.
Whew, that was a close one. Yeah, my legs feel like cooked spaghetti.
Whoops. Sorry, boys, I didn't see you there.
That's okay, Mr. Peterson. Yeah, that's okay, Mr. Peterson.
Say, what are you two doing back here anyway? You look all hot and out of breath. Is something wrong?
But why should anything be wrong? Harold and I were just, getting some exercise. That's right, we were just getting some exercise. And I think we'd better get some more. Come on, Jimmy. Bye, Mr. Peterson. Have a nice day.
Well, I'll be a monkey's Aunt Murgatroyd.
That was pretty clever, Jimmy. What you told Mr. Peterson about us getting some exercise. Yeah, and it was the truth. Sort of. But what are we going to do now, Harold? Mr. Crankshaw isn't going to keep quiet about that window. Everyone will know. You're right about Mr. Crankshaw, and they'll all know we were playing catch, too. You can't keep anything a secret around here. We're in trouble, Jimmy. Big trouble. Yeah. Hey, what if we just go up to Mr. Crankshaw and told him what happened? We could say we were really sorry and all that. and then maybe everything would be okay. Are you kidding? I mean, do you really want to walk right up to old Crankshaw and tell him we broke his window? Mr. Crankshaw? No, I guess not.
Well, finally, the boys decided to go home. They weren't coming up with any good ideas there in the park. And besides, it was lunchtime. Maybe they'd think better on a full stomach.
Mom, it's me. I'm home.
Jimmy, are you ready for lunch?
I'm starving. Can I have a peanut butter and pickle sandwich, Mom?
It's all ready and waiting, but wash your hands first.
By the way, Jimmy, have you been playing baseball this morning?
Pretty powerful pickles, Mom. They really choke a guy up.
Jimmy, you haven't answered my question. Have you or have you not been playing baseball this morning?
And then a strange thing happened. All of a sudden, Jimmy didn't feel like himself anymore. He felt like something cold and awful had moved into his body. And then that cold, awful something began to talk.
Why, no, Mom. I haven't been playing baseball. How come you ask?
Oh, Mr. Crankshaw called a little while ago and said someone had broken his window.
Really, Mom? That's terrible. But I don't know anything about it. I can't eat anymore. I guess I'll go up to my room for a while.
But up in his room, Jimmy felt worse than ever. He had lied to his mother. And now that lie felt like a real live thing squirming around inside him.
Let me out.
What's that?
I said let me out.
Huh?
Let me out.
Who are you?
A white lie. More specifically, the lie you told your mother.
The one about the window?
Yep, that's the one.
Did Jimmy ever have a problem now? What if his mother came upstairs? What if she saw the lie? Oh, a creepy feeling inside was one thing, but a real, live, breathing lie right there on his dresser, well, my golly, that was something else. Jimmy knew he had to hide that lie, and fast.
In the drawer. Rats. Under the bed.
Ouch. Take it easy.
I know. The bathroom. There.
Let me out. I don't like it in here. I'm lonely.
Shh. Listen, it's a very nice room. Look, why don't you take a bath or something? You can even play with my rubber duck.
Well, all right. Oh.
Jimmy's problem was solved for the moment. But it didn't take him very long to figure out that he couldn't leave that lie in the bathroom forever. What if someone wanted to use the bathroom? What if at this very moment his mom was deciding to wash her face?
Hey, maybe it isn't there anymore. Maybe that old lie just took its bath and went away.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some ducks. Oh.
Oh, no!
Hi, Jimmy.
Come on, I've got to get you out of here.
Hey, where are we going? I like it in here. Can I bring the duck?
You can have the duck. Just come on and be quiet.
Well, it wasn't easy getting that huge lie down the hall and back into his bedroom. But somehow, Jimmy did it. And he slammed the door just in time.
Well, hello there, son.
What? Hi, Dad. How come you're home so early?
Early? I'm not early. Why, Mom's got supper already. I just came up to wash my hands.
Wash your hands?
Jimmy's stomach turned flip-flops as his dad went down the hall to the bathroom. Would he notice anything? He didn't.
Woof!
It seemed to Jimmy as if dinner lasted for at least 8 hours. And then, when it was just about over, his father asked the question.
Tell me, son, you wouldn't happen to know anything about Mr. Crankshaw's window, would you?
Why, no, Dad. It's like I told Mom. I don't know anything about it.
That's all I wanted to hear. You see, I trust you, son.
Thanks, Dad. I guess I'll go upstairs now.
Jimmy felt about as low as a squished worm. He'd done it again. Lied. And this time he'd lied to both his mom and dad, who trusted him. It was as if that lie was just growing and growing, and he couldn't do anything to stop it.
Room! Give me room!
Oh, no! Help!
Jimmy, what on earth is wrong?
Oh, Mom, it's horrible. It's terrible. I mean, what if you've done something wrong, really wrong, and it started to grow, and it grew and grew, and you couldn't do anything about it?
Jimmy, calm down.
I can't, Mom. I feel so bad. I am bad.
Listen to me, Jimmy. It sounds to me as if the first thing you need to do is to talk to someone special. Someone who loves us and will help no matter what we've done.
You mean Dad?
Someone even more special. Someone who already knows what your problem is and how you're feeling.
Oh, yeah, sure. God.
Why don't you go into the living room and talk to him now, Jimmy?
Hi, God. It's me, Jimmy. I'm in trouble. Real bad trouble. You see, God, I told this lie. I didn't exactly mean to, but I was so scared that it just popped out. And now it's growing, God, and I don't know what to do. Mom says you'll help me. Will you, God? Will you forgive me and make that lie go away? Please? Amen.
Oh, no!
Then Jimmy had a long talk with his mom and dad, and he told them everything. And much to his surprise, they didn't get mad at him. Why, not at all.
Of course we forgive you, Jimmy. I'm just so glad you told us.
And don't worry, son. We won't stop trusting you. You've learned your lesson.
I sure have. Okay, then, let's go see Mr. Crankshaw.
Hello, Mr. Crankshaw. We were just coming to see you. Jimmy has something he'd like to tell you.
Mr. Crankshaw, I'm the one who broke your window this morning, and I wanted to tell you that I'm very sorry, and I'll do whatever I can.
Wait a minute. Slow down there, young man. You say you're the one who broke my window?
Yes, sir?
Well, there's no need to get all excited about it. It was an accident, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, but...
No buts about it. I forgive you.
You do?
Of course I do. Why, you should have seen my fastball. Take the whiskers off a mosquito, it would.
Wow.
But, Mr. Crankshaw, we do feel that Jimmy should pay for the window.
It may take him a while, but I'm sure he'll...
Now, hold it right there. I've got a better idea. Instead of giving me money, why couldn't Jimmy here do some work for me? He could exercise Mabel here. For starters, with my rheumatism, I don't get her out nearly as often as I should. And he could help me with my collection, too.
collection, Mr. Crankshaw?
That's what I said, isn't it? Why, I've got the best collection of baseball cards this side of Wrigley Field. But it's in a mess now.
Well,
and you can...
Wow, Mr. Crankshaw!
Thank you very
Wow! This is gonna be a great collection. Welp, I've gotta go home now. See you later. Hi, God. It's me again. Jimmy, you not only forgave me and made the lie go away, but you gave me a new friend, too. And he's a friend who likes baseball as much as I do. I think that's terrific, God, and I think you're terrific. Amen.
Well, what'd you think? I really like that story, don't you? I even know a couple of kids that remind me of Jimmy. But the story makes me feel a little funny, too. You know what I mean? I remember once when I was a kid, I remember the day when I broke one of my mother's favorite vases. Well, I was dancing through the living room with my arms out like this, going round and round, acting like I was the world's greatest ballerina, round and round. Well, I started getting dizzy. You know how you feel when you spin around and round? Well, I just sort of swooped up to the shelf where that vase was sitting, and the next thing I knew, my mother's favorite vase was on the floor in 100 pieces. I felt awful. And you know what I did? I told my mom that my dog must have done it with his tail. Boy, did she look at me funny. I really felt bad. What if she didn't believe me? I remember being really worried about that vase and scared, a lot like Jimmy felt. And I just wanted to run and hide, just like Jimmy. You know how afraid you are when something like that happens? Weren't you afraid of old Mr. Crankshaw? I mean, even his name sounds mean. Didn't you have the feeling that if Mr. Crankshaw got his hands on Jimmy, he'd tie old Jimmy by the feet and hang him upside down in the basement with the spiders and creepy things till Jimmy admitted what he'd done? Whew, that would be plain awful. And Jimmy was afraid of his parents, too, the people he loved the most. Maybe it was embarrassment he was feeling. I mean, he hadn't planned on doing something awful, but he didn't want them to think that he wasn't careful, so he lied, which made him feel even worse. Lies do have a funny way of growing and growing and making you feel worse and worse. You might feel more and more afraid of being found out. Have you ever told a lie? It's not a very nice thing to have to admit. I mean, wouldn't it be more fun if I asked you something nice like, are you good at sports? Or how about, do you like ice cream? Or does sunshine make you happy? Or how about, how would you like to go to the beach? Well, we don't mind those kinds of happy questions, do we? But if I ask you, do you lie? That's not so happy, is it? I'm sorry to say that I've lied. And boy, was I afraid of being discovered. It's not something I like to admit. In fact, I hate it when I lie. But I find myself doing it sometimes anyway. Well, don't you get kind of nervous? I mean, did you ever have that feeling like you know everybody can tell you're lying? It's like it shows on your face or like somebody's written liar all over your back. Everybody knows. Lying does funny things to you, doesn't it? It makes you anxious. Sometimes you can't sleep. Your stomach might feel funny. It just grows and grows and grows. Oh, it was kind of funny to watch Jimmy's lie growing and growing, wasn't it? Remember that big old fat lie sitting in the bathtub? But it's not so much fun when it's your lie that's growing, is it? You know what I think is neat, though? Jimmy learned a really important lesson when he asked God for forgiveness and then admitted what he had done. God certainly forgave him for what he had done wrong. And God also helped him admit his mistake and helped him to be a responsible person. Jimmy was able to tell his parents and Mr. Crankshaw what he had done. God helped him do that. And God will help us face up to the truth. He'll help us straighten things out. And he'll give us the courage we need to say, I'm sorry, I told a lie. There's something else I learned in this cartoon, too. People like it better if you admit to them what you've done wrong. If you lie to them and they find out from somebody else about your lie, they'll be disappointed and probably even mad. When Jimmy admitted his lie to his parents and Mr. Crankshaw, then they could forgive Jimmy, too. They didn't have to worry and wonder about him. Remember I told you about my mother's vase? I finally had to tell her that I broke it. I felt so bad, and she forgave me. What a fantastic feeling that was. Well, she said that it was just a vase and that she was happy that I learned I could tell her the truth. She even hugged me. Boy, was that strange. Well, I'm sure your parents would understand, too. It's kind of funny, but the more a person lies, the madder people get. But if we can admit the truth and say, I'm sorry, then we help people forgive us, and we help things get back to normal. The truth and forgiveness are really great gifts. Boy, all things considered, I don't think lying is such a great idea. Do you? Well, I'm going to try extra hard not to tell lies. I hope you will, too. Say, I'm glad you could come over. I hope you like the cartoon. They're kind of fun, aren't they? And I hope maybe you learned something. That's fun, too. Well, see you later.